Good evening and welcome to episode 97 of the Jacksonian. I'm yours truly, Jatson Johnson, and I'm here with the co-host of the Steelers Dynasty podcast, Steelers Nation Australia, and West Virginia Mountaineers Live at West Virginia, the voice of college football, Shane Stadtmiller, as we are going over quite a lot on the Steelers, West Virginia football, and much more, including who could be the next head coach of the Steelers. And let me tell you something, folks, you're going to be in for a wild ride. How you doing today, good buddy?
It's cold here in Western Pennsylvania. I'll tell you what, single digits, 0, 1 degree when you wake up, you know exactly what time of the year it is, and it is not spring yet. So
No.
I guess in a month, the groundhog's going to pop up here. Oh, no, about 2 weeks, groundhog's going to pop up in Punxsutawney and tell us if it's going to be an early spring or we got 6 more weeks of winter, but we'll have to wait until February 2nd.
Oh man, like every time I'm thinking of a groundhog on Groundhog Day, I'm always thinking of the one voiced by Buddy Hackett on Jack Frost where he goes, "Oh, pardon me."
Oh, what a funny movie. Well, Jackson, I'll tell you what. You called me the other night and said, "Hey, you want to talk a little Steelers football?" And I said, "You know what?
Oh,
I think I can definitely talk some Steelers football. There's lots of Steelers football to talk and a little bit of West Virginia football to talk." So,
always. Oh man, that's gonna be fun. And, for those who don't know about you and the magic you produce, would you like to tell the audience a bit about yourself?
well, I do a show with the Voice of College Football. That's the West Virginia live show, and it's every Monday. 90% of the time, it's Monday at 9 o'clock, and then Thursday at 8 o'clock. I have a co-host. His name is Eric. Eric and I are the old Justice League Wonder Twins. Activate. We try to talk about things other than form of water. Now we talk about Mountaineer sports. Now we come from a fan's perspective. We take, if you want fast reaction, this cutting edge news, Mountaineer Paul, right?
Oh yeah.
If you want, on three gives you some good information where it's pretty legit and concrete. We kind of skirt in the middle there and kind of give you, this is what we're seeing, this is what we're hearing, this is what we think's happened. Kind of like the old hunter in the woods, just kind of going where the wind goes. But we have fun. We talk about pepperoni rolls on occasion, but mostly football, and then maybe 5% basketball, because if you're a West Virginia fan, you like your basketball almost as much as you like your football.
Oh man. It's always a fun ride, like especially checking out the magic that Shane and Eric produce on West Virginia at the Voice of College Football, and it's always fun checking out the magic that Mountaineer Paul is producing on Lockdown West Virginia as he covers the Mountaineers, and always like my favorite parts are segment 2 is as we get ready to crack a do.
Crack a do.
Yep.
I was walking past. I was at Giant Eagle and I saw like different colors of Mountain Dew. And I'm like, Mountaineer Paul, man. I mean, I haven't seen that color Mountain Dew since Mountaineer Paul pull out like a purple Mountain Dew. I'm like, did they make? Does he have like a special contact at the Mountain Dew factory to get the purple Dew? No, he gets it, but they do make it.
Oh man, like that new logo, that logo that I've had for a month or so. Oh, he made it, man. Like that was pretty cool. Like
that's pretty cool.
He's a good friend. I tell you what, he's a great dude to be around.
He is a good dude. Yeah, he came on our Voice College Football show at the end last Thursday, and he's like, I don't think the portal has been too kind to the Mountaineers. And I said, well, wait a second, we're going to wait on our grades. And then 2 days later, West Virginia got some studs, and he's like, West Virginia knocked it out of the park. I'm like, yeah, he did. He was holding that. He was waiting.
Oh yeah.
But we do, Jackson, we do a show on the Steelers Dynasty podcast, and my co-host was a professional wrestler, Bubba Brewer, Big Bad Bubba Brewer. He wrestled Jake the Snake and George the Animal Steel and Scott Steiner. So we keep him out of the talking wrestling and try to talk about Steelers football. And the funniest thing is he's a bigger guy. He's pushing 300-something pounds. He gets animated, amped up, paces back and forth, and has like Steelers Tourette's. He starts swearing and throwing his fists and yelling, but it's all good. And that's the fun we have on the Steelers Dynasty podcast. That show is Monday at 10 and Wednesdays at 9. So,
Oh, there we go. That's always fun. There we go. And, you know, I was just thinking about last week, this kind of sunk in, and it's a little bit of it is still kind of sinking in, but the Mike Tomlin era
yeah.
has ended.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the Nets head coach for the Steelers
Oh,
in your mind?
boy, that is the question on everybody's lips in Western Pennsylvania. You know, people around here, I think, are pushing for Brian Flores. A few people like Mike McCarthy, but I think it might be a younger guy. We'll have to wait and see, but there's lots of different names being thrown around. With there being, what was their total, like 10 positions opened at one point?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have to strike while the iron's hot to get your pick? Or
Better.
I don't think people are waiting around for the Steelers job. Reason being, there's a big question mark over the quarterback position. They don't have a high number 1 draft pick. Yes, it's a storied program. Yes, it is probably one of the best franchises in professional sports. The one thing that pushes it up and elevates it above others is it's like being tenured at a school or something as a professor. Once you become a Steelers coach, you can 10 years, 8 years, 12, 15, 20 years, you could be there. So I don't know, Jackson. I mean, I can't ever say this guy's name right. I have it written down here. The guy at Carolina, Evero.
Oh, yeah.
Evero. I have it written down here. I cheat, guys. Clay Kubiak from San Francisco. Jeff Hafley, I think, was already picked up by the Dolphins, right? So I had my list and boom. That's how fast it happens. Jesse Minter. He's from the Chargers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nate Steelhaas, if you're from Western Pennsylvania. Chris Shula. And then one that I just put on there because I saw something earlier. Anthony Weaver. With that, the Steelers are supposed to have 2 guys come in this week. And that would be the guys I mentioned to start off our segment. And that's Mike McCarthy and Brian Flores.
Well, Joe Brady, because I would go ahead and get him, because Bill's offense coordinator. I mean, it's a living hell for Buffalo right now. So I'd go ahead and get Brady. And there's another one. He's a Jaguars offensive coordinator. Bro is 30 years old. And his name is Grant Udinski.
Oh, yeah. He fits the mold. Young guy. Jackson, I'm saying a young guy.
Yep. A really young guy. So there we go. And like that trend has worked out for the Steelers. It worked out for him with Tomlin. Yep. And it's just like, this is like the most stable job.
Yes.
Not just in pro football, but basically all of sports. Because you could basically be a 10, 15-year head coach if you play your cards right, really. And, it's like the Steelers have had more coaches, stay on.
Yeah.
Than the Browns have had, than the Raiders have had. And just to let this kind of sink in, and this is what's weird the most. Zach Taylor is the second longest tenured coach in the AFC.
That blows my mind. I mean,
I know, right?
Before it was Harbaugh was right behind Mike Tomlin.
Mm-hmm.
Now Andy Reid is one of the guys who's been there a minute.
Yeah,
I think like 8 years or something. I had it up and I don't have it up now, but that's crazy. I mean, the fact that you're staying in a place, even if you work the same job for 20 years, that's a big deal.
That's nuts.
It's a lifetime, because my kid told me, he's like, Dad, Steelers haven't had a new coach since I was born.
Wow. When was your kid born?
2007. So that's about the
Oh
year he
my
came in.
God.
So 2008 he came in, so he doesn't remember Cower. So that it is true. And my younger one has only there's been one coach. And you think about that, someone who's literally 18 years old now doesn't have a reference. Now let's talk about that as a fan. So right now, there's a show going on that Steelers Dynasty and Steelers Nation Australia do together every Tuesday. And the guy who hosts, Mark, hosts the Australia show. He flew to Dublin. He flies to the United States to watch these games. And he started being a fan around 2005, 2006, 2007. He started getting interest in the Steelers.
Oh.
His reference point has only been Tomlin. He is so entrenched in Mike Tomlin, like people are roasting him, giving him a hard time because he's a Tomlin fan. And you got to think about it. If that's all you know, you're gonna live and die by that guy because he's the coach of your program. So it's like these high school programs that have guys that have been there 40 years. That's the equivalent. These Texas programs that have guys that have been either a basketball or football coach for 25, 30 years. They're ingrained into the fabric of that institution. So right now you have three guys, the holy trinity of Steelers coaches: Noel, 1969, young guy when they picked him up then. Cower, what was it, 2000, something, 99, something like that.
And then, Bill Cower was 1991, I believe. 1991.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 91. Sorry. And then he was there for what, 14 years?
Yep, until the end of 2006.
2006, 2007.
1992. My mistake. So it was 1992. Bill Cower was there. I was a
1990.
year off.
Okay. So yeah, he came right when and at that time I was just finishing high school. Wow. So for me, since I've been in high school, there's been two coaches. You think about the Browns. Literally, I think I get socks at Walmart, so socks at Sam's Club more often, or just about the same frequency as the Browns change out their coaches. I just consistency is sometimes good, but I think Tomlin was getting a little stale.
Yeah.
Tomlin's like that Camry that has 350,000 miles. You love it, but at the same time, when you're in it, you hate it because it's that gray. It's going to get you there. It isn't glamorous, but you're just sick of it. It's just sick of hearing the same things over and over. And I think that's what happened in Pittsburgh. People love Tomlin, but they're ready to move on. And I think that's the gist here in Western Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I mean, no playoff wins since after the 2017 season. That's bound to get tiring. I mean, on the bright side, Steelers did beat the Patriots in 2018, get revenge on them, but it came with a price, missing out on the playoffs. And, it's just been a cluster like these last few years, no playoff wins.
Yeah.
You're dealing with Le'Veon Bell being a turd, Antonio Brown being a massive turd. I mean, dodged a massive bullet, especially with the stuff you're seeing on social media they puts out there.
Yeah.
And, Big Ben retires. It's are we going with Kenny Pickett? No, we gotta go with Aaron Rodgers. We're not getting a Super Bowl win. Obviously, we're not even going to get a playoff win. Get smacked by the Texans on Monday night with Joe Buck and Troy Aikman on the call. And then it's just, what do we do, Scoob? What do we do? And Tomlin just kind of goes, you know what? I'm done after 2025.
Yeah, I'm surprised, Jackson, because I thought this guy was going to, talk Aaron into another year, and they were going to ride off into the sunset holding hands and skipping. But I think they was pressured a little bit to step down. Tomlin didn't have an exit interview. He didn't have, like, not with the organization, but didn't have a presser. He didn't meet with Harbaugh did that. Harbaugh's letter to the fans was written by Jim. It wasn't a Chat GPT. Tomlin's was Chat GPT all the way. So that makes me think that there may be some sour grapes there. I don't know. Everybody's speculating, and this is all speculation that's been going on for a couple of weeks. It hasn't really cooled down. Now everybody's just kind of adjusted and kind of, hey, this is the reality. He's not here. It is what it is. Who's going to be the next coach? I'm still interested in what happened behind the scenes. Was there a conversation? And Jackson, what are your thoughts? Do you think there was a conversation?
I think there was. I think there was a conversation behind the scenes.
I think Rooney had pulled him aside and said, "Hey, it's time to hang it up." And I never thought that would happen. I mean, for weeks last year at the end of the season, when the Steelers took a dive and lost, multiple games in a row, it wasn't even close. They got curb stomped against the Ravens last year, not this year, 2024. Everybody had their pitchforks and their torches out. They wanted Tomlin to go then. You get a little bit of hope in there, sprinkle some hope into the fan base, and with Aaron, some big moves in the offseason, get DK Metcalf, who turned out not to be that great for the Steelers, not reliable. And then, of course, he wins games that the Steelers have no way in hell that they should be beating the Patriots like they did. Or, so they win the games that you're like, there's no way they're going to win. And then they take a big old drop a deuce against teams that they should definitely handle. But
yeah, that was something I've noticed throughout the last several years of the Tomlin era was, all that, just winning the games they shouldn't and losing the games they shouldn't. That was a common problem over the last several years.
Yeah. And it's definitely, he's never, when he first got there, he's criticized for clock management and then throwing challenge flags. And people just began to accept that he wasn't really good at that, and wasn't his forte. And they stopped harping on it. But you'd think over a period of 19 years, you'd get better at it. He still had some, I don't know. He was very aggressive at times on fourth down. Probably should have settled for points more than a few occasions this season. And everybody can sit there and armchair quarterback and say, yeah, he should have. But I'm going off of 19 years. We don't have just 1 year to go off of. This is based off of 19 years of observation. So,
yeah, like, good grief. It's just insane what was happening. But now that Tomlin's gone, what now for Mike Tomlin? Will he call games for Netflix?
You know what? Mike Tomlin is probably the next Madden. And I'm not talking Mark Madden on the radio for
John Madden.
John Madden. He is he can paint a picture with words. And someone's termed the phrase black John Madden. No. This isn't black or white thing. He is the next John Madden. I think he's going to go on a tear for either Fox, ESPN, Amazon. Somebody's going to pay this guy some money. He's going to do now. There's no reason for Tomlin to go back to coaching.
Yeah.
Despite my criticism of this guy, he's going to get a Hall of Fame jacket. Okay. Love him or hate him, that's going to happen. So why would you want to go to another team? Deal with the all the nonsense. Because look at Cowher. Bill Cowher stepped out and he was like, I'm going to go back to coaching. Gets this gig, working games. He's like, this is pretty nice. I think I like this. I'm getting paid well. I still get to talk about football. I don't deal with player issues. I'm still one of the boys in this locker room atmosphere.
I don't have to deal with a general manager or an owner. Yeah,
No,
I've got a
no,
boss, but they're not
no,
complaining at me about how I'm having this player on my roster or
no.
that player. They're telling, no, I don't want to deal with any of that.
Nope. They have a production guy kind of giving them hints, say, this, talk about this. And, you know, hey, what are we going to wear? I mean, that's probably the biggest decision is what are we going to talk about pre-production? What suit am I going to wear? What color tie do I have to wear compared to these other guys? I mean, and where are we going to eat after the show? I mean, come on. Tomlin is going to enjoy the next probably 15 years. He's going to be, I'll listen to him. I'll love to watch him talk about football. It's going to be great.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you this, like, it would be fun seeing him on ESPN on First Take. That would be pretty fun.
Yeah, I'd like to see him give Ryan Clark a hard time. Ryan Clark makes everything political, and it doesn't need to be. Don't think too much into shit, okay? If you stare into a fire long enough, you're going to go cross-eyed, and you're going to see what you want to see. But it just, I don't think it's a good look. He's entertaining, but I think he gets a little carried away.
I was thinking more like talking with Cam Newton, because Cam Newton always has those weird outfits on. Like, I swear, I think ESPN just has him on just to wear goofy outfits. Honestly, not for his takes of college football or NFL, because some of his takes are just atrocious.
Terrible.
They're terrible.
He is the worst. He's terrible. His hats are terrible. I mean,
He thinks he's a pimp named Slipback, but really he's just a wannabe named Cam Newton.
Yeah, he looks like a pimp from Akron, like in a 7-7.
Cat Williams will put him in his place, just be like, hey, only one
yeah.
can be a pimp named Slipback.
Yeah.
That's me.
Cat Williams. I love that guy. Man. So it's just one of those strange times of year where we're just a couple weeks away from the Super Bowl. The sports that I love, the college sports, are winding down. We talked for maybe 30 seconds about this before the show. Jackson, could you have scripted a better college football playoff than what we got, and the product of probably 80% of those games far exceeded any expectation I had for the college football playoffs.
Man, that was a classic right there. That was extreme cinema.
Crazy.
That was cinema, what we saw. That was fantastic, especially seeing Fernando Mendoza scoring a touchdown 4th and 5. But that was huge. And, I think it's great seeing a first-time national champ. That's the first time we've seen a team win the national title for the first time in school history since 1996, where the Florida Gators won it all against Florida State in the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah.
I honestly, because I've heard some people say, well, it sucked without an SEC team. Well, it sucked without this. But if you think it sucked, that's a you problem than it is an us problem. Because honestly, I want to see more first-time national champions in college football, because I think it's great for the sport. Having a blue blood's nice and all. Having my team, Alabama's nice and all. Having an Ohio State or Michigan, it's nice, but I like seeing first-time national champs, because like those same people that said they weren't going to watch the NA because of who is in it were the same people that said, I'm not watching the 2023 World Series because it doesn't have the Yankees in it. It has the Rangers and the Diamondbacks, so it's going to suck. Well, guess what? The 2023 World Series ruled. So
it was almost like it was scripted. How in the hell can they have this team come out of nowhere with guys that didn't have, any numbers beside their name when they were recruited, but they weren't top 200. They didn't have 4 or 5 stars. He did it with, a team that he coached up and coached them perfectly. They executed. There was a few penalties, maybe because of jitters, but for crying out loud, what a fantastic game. And Mendoza, when you interview him, it's like giving a kid with ADHD 4 Red Bulls and making him sit in the corner for a while and then talking to him after he's all worked up. It's almost like a WWE kind of, I want to tell you something real quick, guys. I mean, he talks so fast. Love it.
Man.
Love it.
Oh, man. Like, it was so fun seeing Kurt so happy.
And he is like, that's the guy. When he was at IUP, I grew up the town right beside it. I grew up right outside of Indiana, PA, home of Jimmy Stewart. And like 13 miles from Indiana and 13 miles from Punxsutawney, where Groundhog's Day was filmed. That's where I grew up. Ooh. But Indiana, PA had his dad, Frank. Kurt coached there. And the guy that coached there is the same guy that you get that's in Bloomington, Indiana. He's the same dude. Doesn't try to church it up. He is who he is. They ask him what he's going to do after. He's like, I'm going to have a beer. He talks like people from where I live. I say it on the West Virginia show. He's one of us. He played for West Virginia for a few years. His dad coached there for a few years. I mean, he is as American as American. Now, most America likes Miami, but they can't relate to Miami. The people that go to Miami pay $70,000 a year to go to school there. Not too many people can afford that. And that was evident with the cost of the tickets went through the roof because of who was in it. You had a team that has the worst record in college football of all time, now has a natty. And then you have, they did a 30 for 30 on these jabronis, the U, which I love to hate. I love watching them all year. That Mississippi, that Ole Miss game, and you said SEC, Big Ten. It was so competitive. You can't say that one conference is better than the other because Ole Miss could have won that just as easy as Miami won that. It could have been Ole Miss and Indiana. Now, Indiana, they dominated in the playoffs. But anyways, I went off on a tear. Sorry, brother.
Oh, you're good, man. You're good. Like that was like a humongous run by the Indiana Hoosiers. And I just gotta figure this out. And this is probably just me, but I think the 2025 Hoosiers are up there with 2019 LSU, 01 Miami, 04 USC, 1970, 1971 Nebraska, 1994, 1997 Nebraska.
The 94 Nebraska was tough. I saw them play. Yeah, crazy.
Oh, man. And
where's the
there's another few teams I'm thinking of. 1987. Yeah, 1987 Miami.
I was just going to say that. That's the year they beat Penn State in the Orange Bowl.
Oh, they lost to
Was that the year before? That was
no, 86 was the one they lost to Penn State.
They lost to Penn State. The next year they came back and they won.
Their area, bragging about how they're going to. They were coming in with the camouflage outfits, like they were in the army. It's like
that's great.
That was so stupid, but they got the tar beaten out. They lost that one. Man.
I love the fact that Rock goes, the Canes are about to lay the whooping on your candy ass. And he goes, if you could smell what the Rock is cooking. And he said, well, you smell the Canes are cooking. And I was like, ooh, the Canes are going to whoop some ass.
Oh, man, that's funny. But yeah, that's pretty awesome seeing where 2025 Indiana is at this year. It just kind of looking back, and it's funny thinking about this. And I talked about this with Alec the other day from the Indiana channel. it's funny that from 2005 to 2007, they had a live game once a year on ESPN Classic. And now this year, they're national champions in all of college football.
That's crazy.
Oh, man. It's like they were like celebrating being ball eligible in 07 after kicking a game-winning field goal against Purdue in the 2007 season on November 17th of 2007 on the Big Ten Network.
Yeah, they were everybody's, like, I remember going to Penn State games. Every homecoming was Indiana. Seriously, homecoming game, Indiana. That's who you're playing. Ohio State's homecoming, Indiana. I mean, you were either Northwestern or Indiana were the homecoming games in the Big Ten.
Ooh. Oh, man. It's just so fun seeing what they're bringing to the table.
Now, Jackson, think about this. If you're an SEC guy,
mm-hmm.
The equivalent in the SEC is what team?
For me, that would be Kentucky winning it all at college.
Kentucky. I was thinking Vanderbilt, but let's go with Kentucky.
Okay.
So think about this. Kentucky gets a coach. First year, whoops ass, but there were a couple games where just things didn't go their way, but they were solid. Maybe should have made the playoffs that first year. Second year, come in, run the table. As an SEC conference guy, you're going to be like, what the hell just happened? The apple cart's upside down. The world is upside down. I mean, we're sitting here the day after the national championship, and I'm letting it sink in that Indiana, it gets hope. It gives hope to every college football team out there. I don't care if you're Memphis. I don't care if you're Boise State. I don't care if you're San Jose State, Southwest frickin' Missouri State. You have a chance. You have a chance in today's college football because you just need the purse strings, and then got to have a coach and a quarterback. And stats-wise, Mendoza wasn't great. He wasn't fantastic. He managed the game. And I was talking all kinds of crap about him winning the Heisman until that last play where he scored, and he deserves it. I just ate a big piece of humble pie. Young man, you deserve it. Take your Heisman, your number 1 draft pick, and you ride off into the freaking sunset with that natty.
Oh, man. I am really hoping we can see Mendoza get a Super Bowl. Like, I want to see him get a Super Bowl so bad in his career.
Now, do you think he's going to be a good NFL quarterback, or is he going to be just a good college quarterback? Because I think he can pull it off in the NFL. I really do. Okay. What about Miami's quarterback? Do you think you think he's
Beck sucks.
Yeah, I think he's just that's it. He's done.
He was bailed out a lot by that Miami defense. Now, he did have some clutch plays, including that game-winning touchdown against Ole Miss in the semifinals. But
yeah, that was crazy. But
if Mel Kiper's telling me get Carson Beck, I say no to what Mel Kiper says. I don't worry. Every time I'm hearing, well, this is what Mel Kiper said. Yeah, I don't care. Mel Kiper's a moron. He says stupid things. It's like having that. I forget that guy on CNBC, the finance guy. They always have him on, and he makes like these bad predictions on finance.
Oh, I remember that guy, I think.
Yeah, they said, because it was like the 08 stock market where he said, there's not going to be a crash. There's not going to be a crash. Oh, Jim Cramer. That's his name.
Jim Cramer, yeah.
I mean, because it's like he goes, there's not going to be a crash. There is a crash. The economy's going broke. The economy's doing all right. Oh, this stock will do just fine. It's a disaster. That's what Mel Kiper is like, in my opinion. I swear they have him on just to have these bad predictions for the draft. Because like last season, he said Shedeur Sanders would be a first rounder. Then he's the Browns are just in complete hell figuring out who's going to be their quarterback for
Mid-five.
2025 and beyond. And like Jimmy Colson, he believed was like, if Jimmy Colson is not in the first round, I will retire in the next 5 to 7 years or so. And he's still there at ESPN. It's like Groundhog Day. They just push his butt out.
To wake up. Oh,
God. They need some new draft people, I swear.
yeah. There. Here, another thing with the Tomlin beat on that dead horse. Think about the draft coming to Pittsburgh in 90 days.
Man.
And you have fans chanting "Fire Tomlin" or booing him.
Ugh.
That's a bad look. And I think that kind of went into the decision for the Steelers to move on. But with the draft coming to Pittsburgh, you wonder, what is the product that the NFL's getting when the NIL, you're a top 30 quarterback in the college football, you're going to make more than you would as a rookie in the NFL, unless you're, the first couple guys picked, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, especially in this year's draft. I'm getting excited thinking about it.
Well, Jackson, you have an invitation to come up to Pennsylvania.
Oh, Pennsylvania.
And, we're going to have a draft party for 3 days here.
Ooh.
For the Steelers Dynasty podcast. We're going to raise money for It's About the Warrior, which is a nonprofit that helps veterans in the tri-state area.
Oh, wow.
99.9% of the money goes to veterans. And, I'll give you an example. It's about the, they call you up and they say, hey, listen, I have a veteran that needs a washer and dryer.
Ooh.
Call the VA, call these places. No one can help.
Wow.
Organization like this, next day they have it delivered, it's set up. It helps out veterans. It's a good place. So we're going to have them there. We're going to raise money for them. And then we're just going to have a lot of food, a lot of fun. And we're going to be set up about 15 miles outside of Pittsburgh. So we have to deal with the traffic and nonsense, but you can swing down there if you want to check it out. But that's going to be during the draft week end. So.
Wow. Oh, that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. Well, I hope to come down there. That'd be pretty cool, man. No doubt.
Well, it's a long drive, but it's a pretty drive.
Sorry, me.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, the 2025 season for the West Virginia Mountaineers football team, that's been a bad season, of course. But 2026, I feel like it's going to be way better. I mean, I know I've been going on Locked On West Virginia quite a lot, saying that I think the 2026 West Virginia team can be a lot like 2025 Houston. I really do. I think they can. Honestly,
I think you're right. I think they absolutely. I think they have the chance of at least 8 wins. Last year they were saying 4 to 5 wins, and Vegas was right. This year I'm going to be eager to see when those way too early preseason predictions come out. I guess we'll make one here tonight, but with that, this is the schedule from last year and shows that loss against the Ohio Bobcats, I think that lingered a lot longer than what it should have. And with that, you have a kid in Nico Markule, said it on my show last night. Nico Markule went into the portal, and he's the quarterback that beat the Pitt Panthers. A Pitt team that tied off like 4 consecutive wins after that loss. Not a bad team. So, you have 5 losses in a row. That was an abysmal time. But that Houston Cougar win was ever so surprising. And it was also surprising that week to week on our show, we do a little segment where we look at what the cost of a ticket is for that game. And that game in Houston, the Cougars were at home. They were ranked 22. First time they'd been ranked in quite some time. Tickets were going for $22, $18, $40. That apathy was evident during the game because it didn't have that home crowd feel. And West Virginia went out there and won, and that was monumental for just the program felt dead, even with a new coach. I know they didn't spend the extra cash that we found out later that they're kind of saving for this year. But whether it be the injury bug, down to their fifth running back, their fifth quarterback, the injury bug, or just the fact that the coach didn't have a full recruiting cycle to get players. The end result was 4 wins. So I think the Mountaineer fan base have a lot to look forward to, but there's only one place to go, and that's up.
Oh yeah. It's looking really good. I mean, I know, yeah, because that upset over Houston really helped things a lot. And the victory over Colorado helped. Close but no cigar in Arizona State, but that's all right.
Yeah. And that wasn't even close. They Arizona State had West Virginia the whole time.
But one thing to remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't see the 2026 West Virginia football schedule looking like it's been updated, well, that's because it's pre-recorded on a Tuesday afternoon, my time, and a Tuesday evening, Shane's time.
Yep.
So that's why you're not seeing it look updated at the moment. But you will see this schedule be updated, by the time, well, as this episode is released, you can definitely look it up on FBS schedules to see who West Virginia is playing on rivalry week and throughout the season. I'm telling you, Oklahoma State's a disaster.
Oh my, that breaks your heart because that's a team that reminds me a lot of West Virginia. It's just a sleepy little town, college town. There's no football in that area. It's just no professional team. But I guess Virginia, Pitt's old quarterback's going to be balling for Virginia, so that's going to be interesting.
Oh yeah, and just kind of looking at Arizona, Houston. Oh, Houston's gunning for revenge.
Yeah, I mean, oh my gosh, you look at that schedule. First two are definitely wins. I would say Virginia's a win, but with that new quarterback coming in for the Cavaliers, we'll have to see. Iowa State's a 50-50 one. TCU's a 50-50 game. Texas Tech's a loss.
Utah's a loss.
Yep.
Arizona looks 50-50 on account of it being in Morgantown.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, because it's the middle of the season, you'll see how the injury bugs affected West Virginia, or maybe they've gotten better. You watch teams that just get better as they go. The Hurricanes were one of those teams last year. I think if the Hurricanes would have played Notre Dame later in the season, it would have been a butt whooping, but it was pretty close that first game. I think they beat the Cougars. They beat Oklahoma State. Kansas is a 50-50, and Cincinnati's a 50-50.
Cincinnati looks more like a win because Brandon Sorsby's not at Cincy anymore.
That's true.
And Scott Satterfield's their head coach. So Satterfield's always going to do just enough to have a 7-win season for Cincy. Yeah. I think Cincy's eventually going to get tired of it.
I think they already are.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
so 7 wins, just looking at that, just pretty realistic 7-win season.
I feel like they could do better than 7
Yeah, absolutely. But that's the bottom. I think the top's 10 wins. I mean, 8-9 wins is probably would be a great year for them.
Yeah. Although I'm not happy that Pitt, West Virginia is not going to be on there, but luckily we won't have to wait very long because it's coming back in 2029.
It is, and here's I might get heat for this, but as far as Shane's concerned, based off of the games that I've seen in the 90s and 2000s and 2010s, I enjoy watching Virginia Tech play West Virginia more than Pitt.
Oh, wow.
I'll even say more so than Virginia Tech, I enjoy watching Louisville play West Virginia. Ooh. So Pitt's really like third on the list of teams that I enjoy watching as a rivalry, because the Louisville game, if you think about the 2005 game that went to like overtime where, Pat White had his coming out party. Ooh. I think about Louisville. Those were the teams that were competing for the Big East then. Pitt was maybe competitive one of those years. Virginia Tech, Michael Vick, those games, even when his brother was there, Michael Vick's brother, that was competitive because 2003, West Virginia beat a number 2 or number 3 Virginia Tech in Blacksburg. They had a chance of playing for a national championship that year, and that one game cost them that. So that's just the rivalry I think of when I watch college football. Past 30 or 40 years, Pitt, West Virginia, it's been more lopsided towards West Virginia, where in the 60s, the 50s, the 70s, Pitt owned West Virginia. But
ooh. Well, I'll be honest. I want to see West Virginia Tech come back on an annual basis. I want to see Pitt, West Virginia be annual. I want to see Pitt, Penn State be annual.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I want to see Notre Dame, USC. I want to see Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, Nebraska be annual. I want to see Notre Dame play Michigan State on an annual basis. I mean, I know Notre Dame, Michigan State's coming back 2026 for just in time for the 60th anniversary of that this amazing 10-10 tie game in the game of the century of 1966, where they were the co-national champions in all college football. But it would be nice to see all those games be on an annual basis.
Maryland, West Virginia is another one that used to be on the
calendar. Oh, my God. That's a great game. I
remember Chris Henry caught a couple passes to put West Virginia over Maryland for a couple, I remember sitting at the end zone where that catch was made, just looking down, watching it like it was yesterday. But we'll have to just wait and see, because Jackson, I want to ask you, do you think, is there a mega conference coming to college football in the next 15 years?
I feel like there is, because if we're seeing the SEC and the Big Ten in this pissing contest over whether there should be 24 teams or 16-team playoffs, I think we're seeing mega conferences coming, because I think the Big Ten wants a Southern footprint, honestly. I think the SEC is going to keep up, and I think the Big 12, I think the teams, that decide we're sick of the ACC or we're going to leave, they're going to go to the ACC Big 10, and the Big 12 is going to get what's left over. And the ACC will still be around. It just won't have that same feel to it. Kind of like the Pac-12 and kind of like the original Big East, where it's the American Athletic Conference.
Yeah. So it'll be three standing. I just don't know how the Big 12 hangs around with just, it's going to be the Big 10 and the SEC, and then I don't know. We'll have to see.
Well, I think the Big 12 and the ACC are going to be killing each other. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All I can say is I don't like it one bit. I want things to be like where it was before my time, where you had the original Big East, you had the Southwest Conference, you had the Big 8. I mean, yeah, you can have a mega conference, but just have like the Big 8 and the Southwest Conference merge with one another and just have everybody kind of go back to that. And I want Georgia Tech in the SEC like they were in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s.
I think you're going to get what you want, because if it does go to a super conference and they have, say, 50 or 60 teams, let's just say they have 40, you're going to have teams that are regional playing each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that makes more sense for the fans and also for the viewing interest, because
I mean, West Virginia had to have been sick and tired of having to constantly travel to Iowa or Texas, Oklahoma almost every year. Like, good grief.
it's ridiculous. I mean, I travel I fly out to Eugene and I go to Corvallis, which is Oregon State. I go there. I used to go there for work. No matter what airline you fly, if you fly into Portland I like to fly into Eugene and go to Corvallis. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
And I'm an average size human being. I'm, 5'11", 220. I can fit in a chair. If you're 6'5", 300 pounds, that is torture to sit on a plane and then have to be comfortable. There's no way you can do it. And then you have to play a football game. Then, you get the shit kicked out of you. You got to hop on that damn flight, a bus, and then a flight. And then you got to fly back. I mean, that's not conducive to winning, right?
No.
You have to have. I would say you have to contribute. I think it contributes to 0.5 losses a year. I don't know if you just had a computer simulator that had all games are played on neutral site versus you travel to freaking Iowa State, or you travel to Waco or wherever. I don't know. I'm just on a soapbox here. Sorry.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah, I mean, it's like, what California player likes having to travel to New Jersey and Maryland every season? And then it's like, oh, you got to travel to Ohio or Indiana or Michigan. Well, I mean, that's the new way, right? Yeah, I would not like that.
The only thing worse is in the 30s when they had to take, Notre Dame had to take a train out to play USC.
Yeah.
But I even think a train would be more comfortable than sitting on an airline.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah. It's just, it just feels like there's a lack of emphasis on rivalry games in college football, where it's like, well, we want to get to the playoffs. I mean, getting to the playoffs is great, but wouldn't you rather, you don't know if you're going to go to a natty or not. Wouldn't you rather one up your rival? That's just me now. But
yeah, I did the what if thing a bunch of times on the show where I'm like, would you rather beat Pitt and Penn State? 2 years ago, we did this with Joey. Beat Pitt and Penn State and then just tank in the Big 12, or lose those two games and win the Big 12. People were 50-50. Be surprised.
Oh, yeah. Man. It's like, I know Alabama lost to Auburn 2017, won a natty, and they tied Tennessee in 1965 because Kenny Stabler thought it was third down instead of fourth down because threw that ball out of bounds like an idiot, apparently. Well, he wasn't being an idiot. Rest in peace.
I remember him. He was old. Yeah, man. Ken Stabler. Wow, Kenny Stabler.
Oh, he was amazing, man. He was awesome. And then there was Ohio State losing to Michigan 2024, but then won it all. So it's kind of like, it kind of feels like college football is basically turning into this mini NFL, because I hear people talking more about ratings and they're about oh, this game is great. This game is great. But don't mess with, don't try to, no, that's no. I mean, it feels like college football is really turning into mini NFL. And I'll just tell you, if it were me running college football, things would look a lot different. I'd make sure of that. It would not look what it is right now.
So you'll put your hat in the ring to be the commish of the new super conference.
Whoever's the commissioner, I say have me control the schedules.
There you go.
Yeah, because I will tell you who ought to be playing who.
Well, thanks for having me on. This has been a fun, and I can't believe, this has been such a fun show. I mean, with you. So thank you so much for inviting me.
Oh, thank you, man. And for those who don't know about the magic that you produce and that you're creating, tell them where they can find you.
Well, if you're a Steelers fan, you can catch me on the Steelers Dynasty podcast with Bad Bubba Brewer, my co-host. That's Wednesdays at 9:00, and then Mondays at 10. We also do a show, college show, that I do also with Eric at the Voice of College Football, the West Virginia Live Show. That West Virginia Live Show can be seen twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays. And you catch us on YouTube. Guys, once again, thank you for having me. And if you guys are, you know what? You don't even have to be a fan of either West Virginia or the Steelers. We usually end up talking about food, tailgating, and other stupid things. So just sorry. That's what we get into.
There you go, man. Tell your friends, your family, and the cashiers at pubs about the magic that Shane produces. All right there. I'm West Virginia at the Voice of College Football, Steelers Nation Australia, and the Steelers Dynasty podcast. And of course, you can check me out on Jackson Johnson 979, where I'm basically 268 subs away from that magic number 1,000. Love to get there before halfway through the year. So we'd love to get there. And you can check me out on Alabama with the Voice of College Football, where you can check out last night's edition of Alabama Crimson Tide Live, the 71st edition with Trevion Ware, Jeffrey and Only Talk Sports, and myself discussing the way too early top 25 of Alabama and how they're being disrespected by ESPN and On3. And you know what? That's going to be a lot of motivation, ladies and gentlemen. And I can tell you, we'll also go over a lot on the portal recap on how Alabama did and much more. And you can check me out also on SEC at the Voice of College Football, where I star with Tucker Harlan, Andrew Miller, and Josh Mahler Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. But I also do SEC Live on Monday nights at 7:30 p.m. Central, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, where I go over the latest news and notes with me and my friends on SEC at the Voice of College Football. We want to get to 2,000 subs. Let's get there. And for more updates, what I've got going on SEC at the Voice of College Football, Alabama at the Voice of College Football, the Jacksonian, once, twice a week calls on the Feinbaum Show, once, twice a week appearances on Locked On West Virginia. For Jackson's World College Football, Mountaineer Paul. Check me out on Jacksonville CFB on X/Twitter and on Instagram and threads at Jackson Johnson 543908. And with that being said, thank you all for tuning in to episode 96 of the Jacksonian. And we will be seeing y'all soon. Like, comment, subscribe, click on the notification bell so you never miss no video whatsoever. Stay safe, stay warm. It's cold out. We'll be seeing y'all later.